week we are talking about selfishness. The definition of selfish is being concerned excessively or exclusively with oneself. Some prime examples. Think back to a time when you went to the restaurant. You know, the waitress there, she didn't get to your table fast enough. Your bread didn't come when you felt it should have come. Your drink didn't have enough ice cubes, whatever. Your concern is, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I need this, I want that, and she needs to hurry up. And every little thing that she does wrong, you're docking pay. Oh, money lost. Oh, no tip, no tip. By the end of the night, even after all she does for you, you end up leaving her no money because it wasn't particularly specific to your liking. You got all your food, you got your drinks, but it didn't come fast enough. It didn't come how you wanted, when you wanted. And that's selfishness. Me personally, I used to suffer from road rage. I know you may not believe it, but yes, I did. I get on the road and I want to go where I want to go. I want to get there in how many minutes I think it should take me to get there. So if I need to drive 90 miles an hour, you need to get out of my way. This lane, that lane, driving with my hand over the horn, ready to honk anybody who's driving too slow, screaming out the window, move it or lose it, sister. And I was so serious. But that is selfish because there is enough road for everybody, and it's not their fault that I'm running late. It's not their fault that I want to get to where I want to go as fast as I want to. It's just selfish. Particularly, I'm thinking of a girl that I know. At one point, she was homeless, her and her son. And she had just been evicted out of her apartment. It was last minute. She didn't even know when it was happening, and just all of a sudden she had no place to live. And her friends and family, like who lived near where she lived, no one could help her. Everyone was concerned excessively or exclusively about themselves. You know, they didn't have space. It would be too crowded. You know, whatever. No electricity bill, and they do this and they do that, and they don't have the time, the space, the money, whatever to help her. So no one helped her. And that is selfish too. But thankfully, there's a cure for selfishness. It's called love. Now I looked love up in the dictionary, and the definition of love is a strong affection for another arising out of a connection or personal tie. And I know that sounds correct, but believe it or not, that's actually a selfish definition of love. It's saying, that's the world's definition of love, and it's saying that you can only love someone if you have a connection with them or a personal tie. That's like you guys, you know, saying to each other, oh, you know, that's my bestie. Yo, I mess with you, you mess with me, so I love you, bruh. But what about the girl who's not your bestie? What about the boy who's not your best friend? Like, should you not love them? Can you not love them? Well, what God has to say about love is this. In 1 John chapter 3, verse 16, it reads, "This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers." So who are our brothers? Well, we're all children of God, so everyone. Whether you know them on a first name basis, whether you speak to them every day, all the time, whether you call them, hang out with them on a regular, you know, they visit your house, they're your friend, family, whatever, they're still your brother. And we should model Jesus Christ and love our brothers the way he loved us. Going back to the homeless girl, that homeless girl was me. So I guess I can say homeless woman. Me and my son, we were homeless for about 5 or 6 months. And when it first happened, you know, we didn't have a place to stay. You know, we're back and forth trying to afford a hotel room. It was getting really expensive. A couple of times I had to sleep in a car. You know, nobody could help us. Nobody had any space. Nobody had extra rooms. You know, everybody's too busy. They're doing this and that. And it was just too much of an inconvenience for them to help us. Except one girl that I met. I had probably met her maybe a month and a half before this happened. and probably only spoke to her maybe 4 or 5 times. And no real deep conversations, just in passing, our sons getting on the bus stop together at the same bus stop. So you're there for 5 minutes before the bus comes, and then everybody goes home, because you don't hang out at the bus stop when your kid is gone. So, we never really had long conversations. Barely knew her, didn't even know her last name. And one day she asked me how I was doing, where we were staying. So I had, I let her know the situation, and she invited me and my son to come and live with her, till we could save up some money and find a place to go. She had a husband and 3 kids and a 2-bedroom apartment. And she moved all her kids into her room with her. They were sleeping on the floor. And me and my son were sleeping in their room, for 2 months. And she didn't even know us. She didn't know my son. She barely knew me. But the love of God in her heart allowed her to open up her home to us. She saw that we had a need, and she thought about what we were going through before herself. She put us first, and that is the love of Christ. God sent his only son to die for us, and Jesus did it. It was in hopes of saving us and just being an example to us of how we should live and how we should be. And he died for us, and we need to recognize that. If we all could put someone else ahead of us, just think about what somebody else is going through. You may not even know, and it doesn't even really matter. Just put that person ahead of you. Stop thinking about yourself first, what you want, what you need, how you're feeling, what you're going through. It's not all about you, just like it's not all about me. So my challenge to you is to go out and find somebody that you don't know. Find somebody you don't know that well. Find someone who's not your best friend, not your cousin, your aunt, long distance relative, somebody you don't know, and perform a completely selfless act for them. So do something for them that holds them in a high regard and models the love of Jesus, putting them first and your needs